am Sarah Weiss with Go Go Yoga for Kids, and it is spring. Our next holiday coming up is Easter, and Easter is a very fun way to celebrate yoga and with kids. So I'm going to show you a few ideas right here that don't take a lot of time to put together. They don't cost a lot of money, but they are going to get kids involved and excited for yoga. So here it is. So what I would do first with kids, if I was teaching them a kids yoga class, is first I'll say, well, what do you know about spring? What happens in the spring? And this question kind of activates their prior knowledge, and that gets them thinking, flowers start to grow, birds start to come and sing, grass gets greener, all those types of things about spring. So now they're kind of in that spring mindset with the plants and the animals and all of the growth. So the first thing we'll do then is we'll start with our bunny breath. And you kind of want to always incorporate some breath work with kids just to help them be aware of their breath. And it's kind of hard to just say, well, just breathe and notice your breath. So instead we have fun ways to do it. So what I'm going to teach you how to do is something called bunny breath. So what you'll do is you'll take a big inhale through your nose, and then you'll take 3 little sniffs out your nose. And kids love this because it sounds just like a bunny would sniff. So let's try it. Breathe in and breathe out. Very good. Now let's try it again. Let's do our bunny breath. Breathe in and breathe out. Yay. So you've got your breath work. And next I would do a simple sun salutation with the kids. I would have them kind of begin in mountain pose. You know, we're reaching for the sun. We're getting as tall as we can. We're reaching up high, and then we're diving forward. I kind of like to call it a sunrise and then a sunset. So you're breathing in as you stand up, and then as the sun sets, you're breathing out. So I would do a couple of those sun salutations with kids. So after you've done your breathing exercises and your sun salutations, I kind of like to have kids kind of get moving a little bit. So if it was a spring yoga class, I would say, let's be like little seeds in the ground. And I may show them from the Kids Yoga Challenge postcards here. All these poses are included in it. I might show them child's pose, and then they would be like a little seed down deep in the ground, and then they feel the warm sun on them, and they start to grow. And how does your flower grow? Does it grow quickly? Does it grow slowly? And it's really neat to see kids kind of go and grow, and then they'll make their petals, outstretch their arms above their head, and give themselves a kind of flower shape. So that gets them really moving and thinking about spring. After that, it's time for your yoga poses. And I would just select probably 3 to 5 when you're working with kids. You don't want to overwhelm them. I have a whole list of fun spring kids yoga ideas at gogoyogakids.com/spring. gogoyogakids.com/spring. But I just want to share with you a couple here so it kind of gets you thinking. So with the spring eggs, I like to always introduce my yoga poses with a prop. It kind of gets them right engaged and it gets the kids excited. So I would call on one child to come and pick out one of these Easter eggs. And they love doing this. They'd open it up, and I would just have a little piece of paper inside with the pose written on it. And this one says tree pose. Let's be a spring tree. So this would be great because then I could show them tree pose, and we could talk about the tree growing tall, and then let's put leaves on your tree, and we would practice tree pose with that. Then I might have another child come and select the next egg, the next pose that we would practice, and they would come and take one, and it's butterfly pose. So kids know butterfly pose, but we have a kids yoga postcard to go with it as well. And I would have them go into this pose and then ask them questions like, how fast can your butterfly fly? And they'd flap their wings, their legs as fast as they can. And then I would say, freeze. All right, butterflies, let's fly. Where's your butterfly flying to? Florida. We better flap quickly. And so we would practice that pose with that movement. And so you can go on and learn a few more poses with that. So I do want to show a couple more ideas with you here. So I love using props. So we have our spring eggs. We've got our kids yoga challenge postcards. I just have some stuffed bunnies. Kids they love stuffed animals. It just really gets their interest right away. So I would bring out, I'll get this one because I used him the other day in my kids yoga class, and I called him Funny Bunny, and I had him pretend to talk to me. Oh, and he was shy at first, so that the kids were just very into it. They were quiet and waiting, and Funny Bunny would tell me something, and he would say, oh, Funny Bunny wants to see your tree pose. So then I would use this stuffed animal as a driste, a focal point. So what I would do is I would place Funny Bunny on the ground there, and the kids would then practice tree pose while looking at Funny Bunny, by looking at the bunny on the ground, because a lot of times, especially with young kids, when they're practicing tree pose, their eyes are going up, they're gonna fall because they're looking all around. They're looking at you, they're looking at their friends. But if they're focused on something on the ground right there, then that helps them just stay balanced. So I would bring Funny Bunny out, and he just is an immediate attention getter. Something else that I like to do is, I think I got these at the dollar store or Michael's, and they are just little tiny, very lightweight, I think they're made of styrofoam eggs. And these are also great to practice breath work with as well. I have the kids each take one of these eggs, place it at the end of their yoga mat, and then they practice breathing in and seeing if they can get their egg all the way across the yoga mat and kind of control their breath that way. You can also, if it's a space without carpet, you can have the kids, kind of have egg races with their breath work with these, keeping track of their egg and breathing it across the finish line. That's lots of fun as well. It's also fun to have partner poses too. So we have one right here that's especially perfect for spring, and it's Raindrop. There's a lot of rain in the spring. Kids place their heads together and they bring their feet up overhead, and then it makes a little raindrop. So they have a lot of fun with that. And ages 3 and up can usually do Raindrop with their partners, and they love to show that off at home as well. So I have a lot more. I have a complete springtime kids yoga lesson plan in my book, Go Yoga for Kids, a complete guide to using yoga with kids. So there's a complete plan there, including games and even more poses. And as I mentioned, please check out all of our springtime poses at gogoyogakids.com/spring. So again, thanks for watching, and happy spring.